Hello out there. My name is Imari Williams, and I am a voiceover artist. You can hear me as Bercoli on Sword Art Online. You can hear me as Black Adam on Lego DC Shazam, Magic and Monsters. You can hear me guest role on Spider-Man as the Regent and Molten Man. Carole Tuesday, I play Skip. You can hear me as Blade on Marvel Ultimate Alliance #3. If you like Demon Slayer, Mugen Train, you can hear me briefly as Shinjiro Rengoku. You can also hear me as Night Owl on Miraculous. For other anime, you can hear me as Earhard on The Rising of the Shield Hero. You can hear me as LASIK David on Record of Grand Crest War. If you play Fortnite, you can hear me as the Cloaked Star or Crackshot, one of my favorites. But I have other roles in anime and video games as well. But my favorite role that got me started was playing Boulder from Rescue Bots for the Transformers Rescue Bots. That's my baby boy. That's what got everything started off. Yeah, strap in. We're going to have fun. You're watching In Conversation with Amber, the fangirl. ATF. Let's go.
Hi, guys. Amber here. Welcome back to In Conversation with ATF. Now, my guest is a good guest. No, not good. A great guest. A great guest. Sorry. Okay. My guest is best known for voicing the Cloaked Star and Crackshot in Fortnite, Boulder in Transformers Rescue Bots, the sister voice in Street Fighter V, Whole Horse in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Woo! God, you make me sound good.
And my guest has also had additional roles in shows and specials and cartoons such as Transformers, Autobot Alliance, Miraculous Ladybug, Vampirina, The Rocketeer. He was also the voice of some of the local population in Grand Theft Auto 5, according to IMDb, and also he's done many voices for anime as well.
I have. Wow. I'm just like, God, I don't even know I did all that stuff. That's kind of crazy.
My guest is
Imari Williams.
My guest is Imari Williams! Hi. Hi.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good, chilling.
Yes, yeah. I'd like to ask you about voicing the local population in GTA 5, because there was at least, I don't know, like 200 people. That's really just pedestrians on the street and stuff. Do you remember anything about recording or what character you played?
It was extremely raunchy. There was a really raunchy, nasty like guy I was recording, like gangsters. I was recording this guy who did something very explicit to his girlfriend, and it was talking about it to his friends, and it was like really gross. Yeah, so it was like, you know, it's that's the one thing, you know, with you know, they try to make it as, you know, as gutter. We call it gutter, like when you go in, like, you know, ghetto. It's a little gutter, a little like real street. And I know Tyler the Creator was also in one of the population voices. He was there when I was about to go and do my thing. Yeah. And he was funny. I was like just talking to him, and he was like, yeah, I'm here to make some noise, man. Here to make some noise. And then he'd go back to reading his book, and I'm like, all right, cool. I mean, you know, he's one of my favorite like artists, but homeboy acted just how I knew he would. You know, it was extremely bizarre.
Yeah. And
his cohort or whoever, his right hand man was just looking at me like this, like looking at me like that the whole time. So I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna leave you alone now. I'm just gonna do my thing. Yeah.
Oh man, I will be careful I don't laugh too hard, otherwise I'll go into a coughing fit and then I'll have to stop the film.
Poor Amber. Everyone has a little cold going on right now. Poor thing. Give her a break now.
I've had this for like a week now. It's horrific. I wouldn't wish it on anybody, not even someone I hate. I would. It's just horrific. It destroys your body. It's wow. Yeah, but I'm getting better, I guess, because I'm starting to improve. So there is a light at the end of the tunnel, I guess. So. Yeah.
I mean, your voice still sounds lovely, and of course, you have that lovely little British accent going on, which I think is just. And I know you don't know you have. I know we have the accent, because all my English friends are always like, I don't have an accent, you have an accent, and I'm like, oh, excuse me, I guess excuse me, I don't have an accent. And I'm like, all right, you're right.
I wouldn't classify that I had an accent. I mean, I know you get different parts of England. You get like Scousers from Liverpool, Brummies from Birmingham. You get like Yorkshire, Manchester accents. I don't think I have an accent, to be fair. I think I just have like a normal speaking accent. People were like, oh yeah, you have a Cheshire accent. I'm like, I've never heard of a Cheshire accent before.
Right.
I'm not sure if you're getting that confused with this. I don't know, just
the thing. I mean, like in America, you have different. It's weird. The older you get, the more you kind of like know, right? So like in you know, the Midwest has their different ways of saying that. Up north, Northwest has like, you know, when they say water. It could be water. It could, here it's water. Say in different places, water. And here's
Water.
different water. Yeah, and in England it's water. Or like, or here's basil, and you gotta say basil.
Basil.
Oh, yeah, pass the basil. And I just love all those different, my wife is looking at me like, cause she knows I like to just talk about myself all the time. So she's looking at me like laughing at me right now.
Hello, wife. Wifey.
There she is. You see her right there? There she is.
I can. I can just about see her. Yeah. So far away. I'm going to squint because, my computer is... Actually, I'll turn the brightness down a little bit. There we go. That's better. Speaking of GTA, Comic-Con Liverpool I was telling you about before. I booked a photo op with Stephen Ogg, Trevor Phillips himself.
Oh, nice! That's awesome.
So,
hell
he's
yeah!
going. I'm excited to meet him. Ron Perlman's going, which is
fun. I just saw Ron Perlman. I was at an exhibit for Brian. Oh my god, it's Brian Chatsworth. Chatsworth, I believe his last name. He's a brilliant photographer. And I have a friend who knows him, and I follow him on Instagram. And so I was there, and Ron Perlman was there just walking around. I'm like, oh my god, it's Ronnie, and he's pretty tall. Like I was pretty. He's like 5'11". Yeah, he was just there. He's just like. And I was like, I'm an LA boy. In LA, we know when you see the celebrities, you don't go up to celebrities unless it's a casual. You don't try to enforce yourself into their conversation. So I see celebrities every now and then, and you leave them the hell alone. You let them have their life. You let them live their life and enjoy their peace while they're out. You can always tell who's not an LA person because they just run right up, all crazy, or try to make excuses to talk to them and stuff.
Yeah.
But
I'd be like, oh hi, and then just walk.
No, I think you'd be more demure about it. I don't think you'd interject. I think you'd be a little giddy, and I think you'd be demure about it a little bit. But I can't see you going up in someone's face and like, oh, what's up? Like I think you'd be a little bit more. You'd be more like reserved about it, right?
Yeah, if I see a celebrity in public, I'm always worried, is that really them or is that someone who looks like them? Because what if I go up to them and say, hi, such and such, and then it ends up being someone completely different? I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But when it's at a Comic-Con, when it's at a designated table, so a Ron Perlman's table, he's sitting there. I'm like, that is Ron Perlman. That is Ron Perlman.
Oh, well,
freaking Ron Perlman.
He's there for it because that's what he's there for. He's there to like, he's there for that, right? But like, for instance, one time I was coming out of my old agency and I saw Denzel Washington just doing his little shimmy, shimmy, shake. Homeboy had this probably $1,000 velour tracksuit on, black and white, was doing this like little Denzel Washington walk, he does a little sway. And I was like, and he's one of my favorite actors of all time. And when I studied acting, he was one of the people I had in my head, Forrest Whitaker, Denzel Washington, one of the greats. And I was looking at him, I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna go up to him. I'm like, because number one, he's trying to get his car out of the parking garage. Number two, what if he's an asshole? It will ruin everything that I've freaking like that I've known to. What if I catch him on a bad day?
Oh yeah, that's the worst thing that goes around my head. Like, oh yeah, what if such and such? What if such and such?
So I just let him walk by, a little sashay around. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna leave him alone. That's what I usually do.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm excited to ask Ron Perlman about Transformers Rise of the Beasts because he's voicing Optimus Primal in it. Well, Peter Cullen's voicing Optimus Prime. So I'm going to ask Ron to see if there's any information he can say about that or like what was it like working on it and stuff like that. So
oh yeah, I'm pretty sure he'll be forthright. Definitely.
Or perhaps of NDAs, maybe he can't say anything. I don't know. But
it's already aired, right?
No, it comes out next summer.
Oh, okay, yeah. So he might. I mean, he'll probably tell you his experience, but he probably won't just give you any plot details.
It's just kind of sad because when it's been publicized by Hasbro, when they list the voice actor, when I say voice actors, only two have been announced, which is Peter Cullen and Ron Perlman. They've only announced Ron Perlman as a star. They don't say Peter's name at all. They just say Anthony Ramos, Dominic Fishback, and Ron Perlman. No Peter Cullen mention.
Because now people focus on names to help drive the sales of their product. So they'll basically be like, okay, we want, sorry if I do this to the screen because I have like notifications coming through, so I just flick them
That's
up.
Fine.
We have, they use the names to sell their product. And it's sad because, voiceover actors are well known enough to where if you're a good voiceover actor and you're recognized, your name should drive the product because you are the product. You know what I'm saying? You are bringing that character to life. It's disrespectful for me to be like, okay, because you have an A-lister person, that's going to be like, that's going to make your thing. It's just just a voice, just a name of a person whose voice is also in there. You're a regular voiceover actor, just like you and me. If I go on a film and I'm like in your territory, if I'm in your realm, and I'm there because they want to add some star power to the film, I'm not going to be like, they'll say let's say if I'm there, I'm like, oh, let's flip the script. Amari, who's normally a voiceover actor, is going to do like on camera, and we want, we're only going to say Amari's name. Well, you think the actors would be cool with it? No, they'd be like a little offended. Like, okay, number one, this is not regularly what you do. Number two, how come you get, I just feel like voiceover actors, especially for people, I think people kind of view us as expendable.
Yeah.
And we're not, and we voice the voice in your supermarket. We voice commercials that you look at regularly. We voice your favorite TV properties. We did voice a majority of Disney films until people started like saying, oh, let's just get like A-listers in here because we can like drive that home.
Yeah.
And I understand you want people to keep being engaged, but ultimately it's the performance that will keep people remembering. That's what drives people to Comic-Cons.
Yeah.
That's what drives people to go cross country to see their favorite voiceover actors. It's the same thing.
But it's the fact that Hasbro just pushed aside Peter Cullen again, like they've done for all the recent non-union shows. Like, Peter Cullen is Optimus Prime. He has literally worked with Hasbro, G1 series, Transformers Prime, Transformers Devastation. It's just odd for just Hasbro just to shove them aside.
It's not odd when you have a company more focused on toy sales than they are on their artistic properties.
Sadly, that's the truth.
You have a passion for what they for the shows. I have a passion for. I was raised on Transformers, and the Transformer cartoon and the Transformer toys went hand in hand.
Yeah.
I watched the cartoon. I want to get the toys because I identify with the cartoon. And when I was a kid, I did not research the names. I did not research who was my favorite voices. I learned this when I first started doing voiceover acting. I had no idea who some of my favorite voices were growing up. I had no idea Steve did Spike in Cowboy Bebop. I had no idea that my boy Bo was played his right hand man in there. I had no idea like that. What Frank T was doing. I learned. I had no idea Maurice was the voice of the Brain. When they were in Rescue Bots, and he was like, "I don't know what we're gonna do today, Pinky. We might be taking over the world." And I was like, "Oh, that sounds just like Brain from Pinky and the Brain." He goes, "Cause I was Brain," and I was like, "What?" I was like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "Dude, for real?" And he was like, "Yes." And then Steve was like, "Yeah, I was Spike. I was Spike in Cowboy Bebop. You didn't, yeah." And he has a tattoo of the last line he did for Spike. He has a tattoo on his forearm, which I thought was so righteous.
Isn't it like "Say You Space Cowboy" or something?
Yeah, "See You Space Cowboy," and he has it right there on his he has a sound file right on his forearm. It's so awesome. It's one of the so cool.
And
that's awesome.
That leads on to another question I like to ask. So when you did Transformers Rescue Bots, you voiced Boulder. So obviously, because Boulder was a part of the Rescue Bot Autobot sort of team, the whole group, 4 of them, were led by Optimus Prime. So what was it like working and meeting Peter Cullen when you were recording for Rescue Bots? And what was it like to discover that he was the man who voiced your childhood? He was the voice of Optimus Prime, the Optimus Prime that you grew up with?
Well, I knew Peter. I knew Peter did Optimus Prime like a long time. Like, I knew that because how could you not know Peter does Optimus Prime? He's in every movie. When they came out the new Transformers, they're like, "Oh, Peter Cullen." I knew Peter was the voice of Optimus. But every time Peter would come in, there's always something about like Peter is humble. He is generous. He is transparent. He goes out of his way for charities. He is a genuine, fantastic human being. He tells you stories. He engages. He looks at you in the eyes. He has patience when he talks to you. It's not like someone talks to you and they're like talking to you for 10 minutes and they're like, It's none of that. It's he's engaged, he's in there, and I learned a great deal. When you're around people who've done this for so long, you shut up and listen. You know what I'm saying? Like you listen to what they say, you listen to what they do, you listen to their stories of how they've, so I did a great deal of listening to him. When he would address all of us, he'd come through the room, and you feel that energy. It's very similar from when I met Stevie Wonder. I was able to take a picture with Stevie, and I put my arm around him, and I felt electricity. And that's what I felt with Peter. Just knowledge, electricity, and you want to respect that, right? It's not because he commands it, you respect it because that is where you want. That is your goal. So it was almost like seeing like something majestic, I would say in a way. And I felt the same way when I saw when Mark Hamill would come in. Oh my God, that was like him, freaking Mark Hamill and Peter Cullen, to learn from those two men. Not only just them, my whole entire cast. You know what I'm saying? Lacey Chabert, my right hand man, Shannon McCain, Jason Marsden, freaking Parvy, DC Douglas, Elon Diamond. These are all professionals, and every one of them I learned from. Every one of them, like I learned something from all of them, and it really upped my game for animation after being there for 6 years. It was a very awesome environment. Like I was very lucky. I had no idea how lucky I was. I really didn't.
Oh, bless you. That's just so sweet to hear. So,
Yeah.
did you record? Did Peter record with the rest of you, or did he record by himself? Because I've heard he recorded by himself.
Yeah, he would come in early, and then he would. And Jenny McSwain, who's our vocal director, who's like my teacher, who's like she's my auntie Jenny. I love her so much.
Aww.
Nicole Dubach, Brian Holsfield, these were like the three beings, and they would come in there. Peter would do his thing. And then we normally would come in as it was coming out. So we would kind of like, hey, how you doing? Say, oh, well, I'm doing good. Very, how are you doing? Just very, that barbecue sauce voice that he has is very, just like Jesus. It's a lot like Steve. Steve has that barbecue voice too, like where it's like very like in the chest, and it's very pronounced, and it's like right here. And, you can really hear it. You can hear the rumble in the chest when he talks.
Yeah, definitely. So I also looked up that you worked on the Rocketeer as well.
Yes.
Did you record that separately, or did you record that as a group?
No. So, okay. So, and also to answer your question, we always recorded as a group for Rescue Bots. All of us in one room. It was fabulous.
So I'm presuming it was a group, everyone apart from Peter Cullen.
Yeah, everyone apart from Peter Cullen, or sometimes we would act with Michael with
Michael Bell.
Not Michael Bell, with not with Michael Bell, but I've met him before. With Mark Hamill. So Mark would be, sometimes Mark would record with us. Sometimes he'd do it by himself as well. But
did he ever do it with you guys, Peter? Did he ever do any sessions with you or not?
I don't, no, I don't think so, because he had such a busy schedule.
Damn.
But like we would watch him, he would be in there and stuff, so we would be able to like hear what he was doing and stuff, and it was awesome. It was cool.
What were we talking about?
I was just trying to remember that too.
Oh yeah, the Rocketeer. Yeah, that's it.
Yes. I recorded the Rocketeer. That was inside. That was by myself. I was with and Nicole wrote for that show as well. So she had me in there for a captain to play the father of one of the main characters is in there. And that was just a great time. Like it was awesome.
I see. The only reason why I asked because Frank Welker worked on that show as well. Have you met Frank?
I've been introduced to Frank. I haven't had a chance to really hang out with Frank, but he's a fabulous guy.
Who introduced you to him?
Well, I mean, like all these guys, Steve. I think it was either Steve or Jason or I hang out. We go to dinner. We go to different functions. So before the pandemic, of course, you'd have like little things and stuff, and you see him. Frank is part of like the Transformers universe. So if we had like a Transformers party or something like that, I believe I saw him like one time at one of the cats parties or something like that.
Wow, that sounds cool. Speaking of rap parties, did Peter Cullen go to any of the rap parties or not?
You know what? When we had some stuff over at like we had like when Rescue Bots started coming out, we were in Universal Studios and we had like the first season was there, and then we would do stuff. I think Peter came to that.
Wow.
Um, yeah, like just makes an appearance. He's not. I don't think he's a big rager. I could be mistaken, you know what I'm saying? But like, I haven't
Let's
seen him at too many
go.
parties,
Oh my gosh. Just picturing that now. Oh my gosh. That
Like
sounds
Peter at a big rave, like
yeah,
just going
the
crazy.
picture. Yeah. He is a horseback rider, so you know.
Dude, that's, I mean, honestly, I've ridden a horse and I'm like, I have mad respect for people who ride horses. It's just like, number one, when you learn how to gallop, you just look smooth, man. You're just like riding that horse, control, have the respect of that beast. Because I did not look sexy when I was riding that horse. I looked very unsure of myself, and the horse knew it. And the horse was trying to mess with me the whole time.
Well,
I was like, no.
when I
I
was
was like,
about also go ahead.
yeah, no, I hopped on the horse. I went horseback riding in Glendale, and I was really big. Like now I'm a little skinnier than I was, but I was almost 300 pounds. I was like in my biggest phase.
Wow.
And that horse was older, poor thing, and it hated my ass. Like we were going uphill, and it was like, I was just making all kinds of noises, and I was like, all right, baby, I'm sorry. Like,
Oh,
doing this shit.
poor thing.
And then we had a chance to go down this hill, and they're like, okay, like if you feel comfortable, guide your horse down. I was like, hell no, I'm not going down this. This horse will buck me off. I already know it. I already feel it. Like I will stay right here at the top. Give this old man a rest. Poor thing. He did not like me.
Oh bless. No. That reminds me. When I was 7, I took horse riding lessons at this sort of horse. Is it a farm? Do they call them? No, stables. Sorry, I don't know where the name's come from. It's the stable. Yeah. One of the horses attacked me.
See, I mean, they're like, they're freaking boosty.
It bloody bit me. It bit me on the chest.
Oh my god, are you serious?
I had this massive orange and purple bruise for 2 weeks, just slap bang in the middle of my chest. It was.
It got teeth on it. Like the teeth actually got you.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I didn't go to hospital for it. I'm not sure what happened to the horse. I don't know if they put it down or not, but it literally it hurt me, and like I wasn't taken home or anything. They told me to continue riding with a bloody ice pack on my chest.
But you know what?
That's that fucking thing after it tried to attack me.
That's what I mean. But you're dealing with animals, and you just don't know. Like they're animals. Like
I wasn't doing anything. I was just standing in front of it.
Yeah, no, I have a friend who has a dog, and he's like gorgeous, and he's like half husky, half like he's a big old dog, and it's beautiful. I was patting his stomach, and I hit this one place where he's tender, and he nipped me. He was like, they don't like, I don't like that, and I'm like, and that's all they have. They don't have hands to push you back. They have and horses are so freaking strong, man. It's they have teeth. They have their face. So that's all the thing they can use. So a nip normally with that kind of bite. It's sort of like a warning,
I'm just glad it wasn't a kick, because if you go around the back of a horse, they will kick you.
I mean, come on, dude. Have you seen people get kicked?
I was so small. I was like 4 foot. I was like 4'5". They could have just launched me across the field.
Poor little thing.
It's alright. I eventually recovered, but ever since then, I've never liked horses. I like horses, but I've never ridden.
Yeah, I mean, it affected you. Listen, you know what you should do? You should go up to a horse and you challenge your fear. That's just your was it preservation? That's just your defensive. That's your defense mechanism to it all affect you. How could you not? Big old horse bit your chest. That's freaking that would mess me up too.
Yeah, it's called a equinophobia. It's a psychological fear of horses.
I mean, but if anything hurts you, you're gonna have a little fear of it, I mean, unless you're one of those people that can shake it off. But most people have a little residual.
I was 7. I was traumatized. It was like it was the worst thing in the world that happened to me.
Yeah, I mean, here's this majestic horse that you respect, and it bites your chest. I mean, that's horrible.
Oh no, yeah. I can't remember if my parents took me to the hospital or not, but if they did, I probably would have just been told to put some ointment on it. To be fair, I don't know how you treat a horse bite.
That's the English way. You English are just so funny. You guys, I'll just put some spit on it. It'll be fine. Rub it off.
I can't even remember what I did. I know I have a photo. I know my mum has a photo of it, and I can't look at it now because it looks so horrible. It looks so painful.
You need to go to a horse and you need to give a pet on a snouse, feed it some apples, and like I'm telling you right now.
I don't know anyone who owns horses. That's why I haven't been horse riding. It's not that I'm afraid of them. Well, I kind of am, but I've just never been into horse riding since. There are places, but I'm just not interested anymore.
Yeah, I understand why.
More of an acting person now, so yeah, more of a voice acting, sing along, interviewer, YouTuber, anything. Yeah, I've been running my YouTube
a Renaissance woman.
Yeah, I've been running my YouTube channel now for about, I'd say 7 years. Yeah.
Nice, girl.
I earn money from it, and I film.
That's fantastic.
I film
That's
these.
what happened.
Go ahead.
No, that's what happens. Like people think that you can do it for like a year and then you're gonna get people. No, you have to tend to your crop. What I'm saying? Every year you have to make it, and you don't want fast people. You want people who are gonna stick around. You don't want people who are just like gonna like hop on because you're a trend. You want people who are gonna like see you through. That's where the loyalty is.
Yeah, and there is one thing that I kind of have a little story to tell. I have a story about how I used to be scared of something. I had a big fear of something, and I ended up becoming the voice of my worst fear as a kid.
Nice. What was that?
That actually sounds like a really cool storyline. Yeah.
It does.
Voice of my worst fear. Wow. Okay. I think I've just had a good thought.
Yeah, you should make that into an actual story.
I should. Oh my gosh. Yes. You've actually really inspired me now. I'm gonna write a script. I am gonna write a script. Yeah, I'm gonna try and do this before anyone else. I don't think anyone else has done this before. But I'll try and quickly explain it in the fastest way possible because I always get long-winded saying this. So so when I was younger, those little machines you have outside of shops, like coin operating machines, like cars and stuff. You put the money in and they move and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like the horse or anything like that. When I was 4, 3, 5, when I was little, I used to be terrified of them. Kids loved them. They would beg their mums to give them a 50p or a pound to go on the ride. Me, right. I was absolutely terrified of them. I would stay away from them. Only because I went on a Thomas, the tank engine ride as a kid, and it made a noise. It was really loud. It was like, I felt like it was going to eat me alive, the machine. There was just, everything was closing in, so I literally jumped out of my skin and just ran. Never liked them since. So I started getting back into them when I was about 7 or 8. I remember going on my first ride when I was, I wouldn't say first ride, but like first ride in years when I was 7. And my anxiety was going through the roof. And I did that ride and I was like, oh my gosh, that was amazing. And I felt so proud of myself. So fast forward a few years later, I turned 12. I started filming these rides for YouTube because I noticed how popular they were getting with autistic people because they seem to love these rides and stuff. There's a lot of people who will literally go to a place just to find a ride. So like, if let's say there's one ride in the country, let's say that's up in Newcastle, people would travel all the way up to Newcastle just to see that ride. And my videos have been popular with many autistic folk across the world.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think that like it identifies with those with autism? Do you think it's like is it just the right level of excitement?
I think so, yeah. I've always wondered that actually. I've been trying to kind of commission that as a storyline to like the local news stations, but no one's interested.
Well, you need to do it then because that's where you're going to. Oh, hold on 1 second.
That's fine.
Hold on 1 second. This is what happens when you're doing like when you're doing like interviews and stuff and your agent calls right in the middle of it with a question. Hold on, I'm just gonna say, hey, I'm in an interview.
Which agent is it?
From Atlas.
Yeah.
Atlas, I'm represented by Atlas Talent. So I have a team of people.
Oh, I was gonna say, if it's Liam, he knows you're in the interview, so why is he texting? Why is he thinking?
Oh no, I have other people like who help, like so I have a promo agent.
Oh, right.
I have like different second. I have a promo agent, and then I have hold on a second. Then I have Jessica. Then I have a promo, I have an animation agent, and then I have a commercial agent.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so so I have a team of people behind me who like help me freaking succeed right now. So
that's cool. At least you have an agent. I don't.
You don't have one yet, but babe, listen, man, it takes time. Like people think you don't just get an agent, man. You have to you have to hustle, and that's the thing. Hold on, I'm just gonna say this so I don't have to just be distracted. Interview as we speak.
That's fine. I'll pause the recording. We'll be back.
But we have
Oh
like
no! Oh
we
no!
have like no, I'm back. No, I'm back now. No, you well, how long have you been trying to be? How long have you been trying to voice act for?
Like 2-3 years ish.
Okay, good. Okay, so everyone's path is different. I started off as a regular actor, learning how to be on camera.
Yeah.
And then I got really when I graduated high school, because I went to LA High School for the Arts, and LA High School for the Arts, I went there for theater for visual arts, which is like animation, product design. It's basically like it's product design, illustration, sculpture, fine arts, and that's what I was into. But I always loved acting, like always loved acting. Want to be an actor. But I was an LA boy. Everyone's it's such a of course, everyone in LA wants to be an actor. So it's like my parents were like, if you're gonna go to school, you gotta do something where you're gonna make some money. And so I was like, okay, well, let me go in as as an artist, because as an artist, I can make money better than I can as an actor. But I learned how to act, like I learned how to do that. But when I got out, I studied acting for 2 years with Leslie Kahn, who's a pretty well known teacher here in LA.
Yeah.
And that was my goal, was to be on camera. And then like when I started going off auditions, I got scared, man. Like I'm 6'4", I'm big. And I was like, well, I don't see how I can do this. I don't see how I can, so I got in my head. And then like towards like before I became 30, I was like, still wandering around. I was in City College for 6 years. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to be an actor, but it felt so unattainable to me, because someone will always say, like, ask yourself what you want to do, and you will always give yourself the answer. And so I would say, well, what I want to do, I want to be in entertainment. And I kept on denying that. I kept on saying, well, that's ridiculous. How are you going to make it in that? It was my own self-sabotage. And then I went to a life coach, and she was like, okay, well, if you're not going to do acting, what do you want to do? Well, maybe I could be an editor, and I can edit film, and that seems fun. And I don't have to scrape the ball in the barrel. I can just train myself, and I can maybe get a position faster than if I became an actor. So she was like, well, why don't you get a job at a place that cuts commercials? You can see if you even like it. Because I was going to go pay like $50,000 a year I was like, that's it. I'm going to go into editing. And that was the best advice I ever got, because I got a job at a place that cuts commercials, Cosmo Street. They cut commercials, they cut the documentaries. And I quickly learned I did not like editing. I took an editing class, and I fell asleep. Like during the second class, I fell asleep. I was like, well, that's not for me. But they kept using my voices in their spots for scratch track. So scratch track is basically like a track that's a temporary track and something that's being built, right? So if you hear a commercial, you hear the voice on the commercial, that's the actual voice that's been hired. But before that comes out, most of the time they have temp tracks. And so they would put my voice as a temp track, and then clients started liking them. And so I would start booking gigs. So over a span of like 7 to 6 years, I would get little bit by bit. I was able to get my first agent, and then I was able to get my second agent. And I was able to build a portfolio. And then I got this really big job from Cosmo Street. And then after that, my life changed. I got to be the voice of Acura for 2 years, the voice of Pizza Hut. I was doing rescue bots. I started doing video games, and that's when you start, you have to grind. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so what you're doing right now is perfect. You're doing what you're supposed to do. You're getting the experience you need to get. And that's all you need. You get that experience, you will become successful when the time is right. So there's a really good voiceover actor, Kellen Goff, who's also on the spectrum, and he's fabulous, and he is just blowing up right now. Oh, you know Kellen?
I know it. I just interviewed him.
Oh, you did? Yeah,
I did.
Kellen,
that was the latest interview I just released on my channel.
Yeah, Kellen.
I love Kellen.
Kellen he's my boy. I love that boy so much, and he has
a new love
because
he's represented by Atlas as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he's an Atlas.
I booked him through Celebworks, his appearance agency. That's how I got him.
Yeah, no, he's a wonderful human being.
So lovely.
Yeah, he's just a great guy, and he's on the
good
spectrum
taste too. He has a Transformers top.
Oh, dude, he's in the game. He's in it. So it's like, you have to, like, I've seen him grow. I have another guy who I've seen, like, cut his teeth doing anime dubs, and they grow. You have to grind.
Yeah.
You want something, you have to grind. Just like your channel, you spent 7 years on your channel. You grew from 1 subscriber. How many subscribers do you have now?
I have 5,130.
That is fabulous. That is awesome.
Thank
That's
you.
like that's very well done. So, this is the same thing with voiceover acting. So you just keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, Mari. I
Yeah. Yeah.
appreciate it. And that answers
Of
my
course,
question.
sweetie.
How did you become a voice actor as well? Um,
Oh, sweet.
continuing on with my little story. Fast forward to when I was 15, this ride company that I grew very close to, they phoned me up asking, do I want to be the voice of their new ride? I was like, yes. So I
Oh my
recorded
God,
it
that's
with
awesome.
voice memos on my phone, with headphones attached, and then I went to the unveiling of it in London, and just hearing that my voice come out of that rides I used to be scared of about 12 years prior.
Right.
Wow, that was so
I mean,
surreal.
how fabulous is that? Think about the universe, right? How awesome is the universe that you have a ride that you're scared of, and then you become the voice of the freaking ride. I
Here it
mean,
is. Here it
you
is.
know what I'm saying? That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
here it
Oh,
is.
that's a ride right there behind you.
Yeah, I'll get a better
Oh,
photo
so cool.
because I have it on my wardrobe just like a little keepsake and just to.
Yeah, man. So you just that's your big freak. Yes.
So I remember I printed out 'cause there was a free like photo printer at the conventions. It was like amusement machines and stuff. I printed an extra copy out and I signed it and I gave it to the owners of the company.
That's so awesome. Your first autograph,
It felt great. It felt
right?
brilliant, and it was of this exact photo.
Oh, that's so cool. You know what's cool is that like, this is that's your first gig. You're
That was my
working
first
voiceover
gig. That was my first
actress.
voice acting gig.
You never forget your first gig.
Never, never in a million years I will. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, Kellen was a fan of Transformers. He went to BotCon in 2011. He took part in the Transformers Prime script reading. A few years
Yep.
later, he's in the new Transformers game, voicing
Yep.
characters. Yeah,
That's
never
how
give up
that's
on
how
your dreams.
that's how you do it. That's how and Kellen hustles, man. You're always like serious. He like I've seen him grow. I've seen him go like, oh, just to being obscure to now he's like freaking in My Hero Academia.
Yeah,
I'm not.
exactly.
I haven't even gotten My Hero Academia. I'm like, I want to get in that. I want it. So I think I did like a big character, but I want to freaking. That's one of my favorite shows ever. Like I would love to be a character for My Hero Academia. I'm waiting for like the chance to like audition for it.
Yeah.
God damn it! But we'll see. We'll see. But I am very very fortunate. I've been very blessed. So I can't say anything about it. You get
Well,
your chance when you get your chance.
as Peter Cullen says, hold on to your dreams. The future's built on them.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, yes, BotCon 2012. You went to it with the Rescue Bots
Mhm.
cast.
That was the
Yeah.
first. That was the first. I think I've been to two BotCons. One BotCon was in San Diego, and the other one was in Pasadena.
Was it?
And the
BotCon 2012 was in Texas.
no,
Oh
the
no!
one I
Oh
was.
no! Oh no! It was that was the drat. No, that was the one that Peter Cullen went to.
Yeah.
And that Chris Latter's daughter Abby was there.
Oh, look
Not
at
sh-
you with the knowledge.
Yeah, she her dad was being put in the Transformers Hall of Fame, so she went to collect the award. She brought her son along as well, who was only a few months old, and he had little baby girl on
Oh,
saying, "I am Starscream's grandson." I was like,
oh,
"Oh
it's so
my god!"
cool. Oh, it's so
I nearly
beautiful.
cried. It was so beautiful. So yeah, BotCon 2013. Yeah, that was in San Diego. BotCon 2014 was in Pasadena. Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
Yeah, wow. And
Yeah, so I went to both.
Wally
The
Burr
one in the
was
same.
there.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you meet Wally Burr there?
I didn't meet. I was kind of like I was with my cast, so we were like kind of like going like because we were like I guess we were the main panel for the one in San Diego,
Yeah.
and then I think we had like a little panel for the one in Pasadena, I think.
Yeah,
But
James Horan, who was Wheeljack in Transformers Prime, and David Sobolov, who was
David's my boy. I love David.
Shockwave. I'm interviewing him on Friday.
Tell David I said hello when you talk to
I
him.
will do. I will do indeed.
Tell him I said Big Chocolate said hello to Big Sexy David. That's what.
Big voice says hi to Big Sexy. Hold on, let's just repeat that again.
Big
Hugh's-
Chocolate says hello to Big Sexy David.
Did you say Big Chocolate?
Yeah, I said big chocolate.
Big Chocolate. Okay, just checking if I heard you right. Big Chocolate says hi to. I thought you said. I thought you said Big Chungus because of how
Big
bad my
chocolate. No, I
hearing
don't.
is.
I don't even know what chongus is. That sounds like a meal.
Oh,
I'm
it's
hungry actually.
Bugs.
That sounds good.
Bugs. It's me, Bugs Bunny, chubby Bugs Bunny. People call him Big Chungus, and also my
Oh,
hearing's
for
gone
real?
since having this cold, so I can't really hear properly. So, so yeah, I've been like that. 2014. I'm having a look at. That was a good cast as well in Pasadena. Wow. Oh, bless.
Yeah.
Jack Angel was there. Did you meet
Hmm.
him?
No, I met like I think I because everything was like because you go into your rooms and then you sign stuff and then you're out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Oh,
walk
so you
around.
don't
So it's
mingle
like,
or anything. Okay.
well, there's like really no time to me because everyone's like split in different directions unless there's like an after party afterwards. Then you guys can like actually sit down and talk to somebody. I met like because I met so many people in passing.
Um,
Uh,
I'm having a look. Jack Angel, Susan Blue. These are the non-Rescue Bots cast members. Jack
right,
Angel, Susan Blue, David Kay, Morgan Lofting, Michael McConaughey, and Hal Rail, and Samantha Newark.
right,
Yeah. Oh,
yep.
Samantha, I need to organise an interview with her. I've been meaning to get her on my show for a long time. Yeah, she was Ariel, the younger version of Alita 1 in the original Transformers cartoon. And she was also Jem in Jem and the
Oh,
Holograms.
oh my God, was she Jim?
Yeah, she was Jem!
Oh, I love Jim. It's one of my favorite shows when I was growing up,
Yeah,
dude.
David Kay's in the new Marvel. I can't remember what it's called, but he's in this new Marvel film. I've been trying to get him on my show as well. There's a lot of people I have on my list. I know. There's David.
Ah,
There's
you're gonna have
Tara
like
Strong. Yeah.
you're gonna Tara's awesome.
I love
She's funny.
Tara. She was like my first voiceover friend I made. I met her in person in London like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
2 years.
she's
It's
sweet.
just flown. And
Yeah.
it was around that time I met her when I was given the call when they phoned me to ask if I'd like to voice the new Kitty Ride coming out. So I was like,
Oh
ah.
wow. See, that was like destiny, man.
That also reminds me, when I was in the queue to meet her, I had a phone call from someone I knew who runs like he does a film awards in London, and he he was presenting an award. They have a different thing award for this film festival,
Mhm.
so I was speaking to him, and there was this actress I liked called, her name was Fenella Fielding. She's fortunately passed away now. She passed away about 3 years ago. But
Oh.
they made the Fenella Fielding Award in her honor. So he called me. I was in the Excel. It was like, hi, hi, others, blah blah blah. The actress who was meant to present our Fenella Fielding Award is taken on. She can't come anymore. Would you mind coming over to South London to present the award instead?
Wow.
I was
So
like,
you got
what? Okay. So I ended up having, in the space of 2 hours, I got to get out of the XL, get back to my hotel, get changed. I didn't have any fancy clothes because I was going to a bloody convention. I had to get on
yeah.
a t-shirt and combat jeans, rush to get on the tube to get to Kennington in South London, run to the Cinema Museum, get in, say hello and stuff. And I was given a letter, and I had to walk up on stage, explain who I was, open it, and give out the award.
Well, good for you. Damn, girl. That's awesome. That's great.
And to think I was only talking to Tara Strong like an hour before.
I mean, that's just how it works, though. That's
It's
fantastic.
fun.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know someone called Raymond Fransman? He says he met you in 2014 at BotCon. He's from the Netherlands.
That sounds so familiar. I do remember that name. Actually.
I'll ask him if he's got a photo with you because he said he met all the cast from Rescue
Oh,
Bots.
that's awesome.
He had a photo with Jack Angel as well. So yeah.
If you talk to him, tell him I said hello.
I'm talking to him right now.
Oh, tell him I said Imari said hi.
Because he went to BotCon 2014, so I just by any chance asked him, oh yeah, did you get a photo with him or anything like that, so I can show him. I'm speaking with Imari right now. Hurry! Oh no, I'm joking. But yeah, I've had a lot of people on the list who I've been wanting to interview. Unfortunately, they've never got back to me. So
They probably did what I did, and it was like, oh yeah, just blah blah blah.
Yeah, it's David Kay,
love...
Cora Strong, Rob Paulson, Maurice LaMarche. Yeah, I've been trying to go.
I will tell Maurice. I will text him and say I just did a lovely interview with Amber Jones, and she's trying to get you on an interview.
I'm friends with him on Facebook. He hasn't read any of my messages.
Yeah, because he has all kinds of friends on Facebook, and they all message him. So like he's like, he's very like, I don't go through my message. I'm horrible at messages on Facebook because like I go through Instagram and text. And even in Instagram, I'm like, God, I haven't responded to this message in like a month. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be, oh, hey, sorry, I didn't see the message, or it's just weird when you have like 100 people like messaging you. It's sort
Yeah.
of like you're just sort of like, I don't have 100 people, but I'm sure Maurice has like a good amount of people because number one, he's the most sweetest human being, and if someone asks to be his friends, he will never deny that. So, but
Who
then also
would?
comes with a lot of
Maurice.
correspondence. Now, Maurice would never be like, oh yeah, sure, let's be friends. Okay, cool. Here's my Facebook. He's just a sweetheart like that.
Ooh, he does have your signature. He doesn't have a photo with you, but he has your signature.
Oh, nice.
There.
Oh yeah. So I probably signed. Yep, I probably signed that. Like we all probably signed it like we were at the table. Oh, look at that. That's so cool.
Yeah. I think he got a photo. He did send me the photo he had with Jack Angel, so I'll quickly find that. There he is.
Yes. Actually, I did hang out with Jack. I remember that table too. I did hang out with Jack a little bit. Yeah, Jack was cool.
Bless him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very sad that he's gone. I was hoping to get him on my show, and I wondered why I never ended up getting him, but it turns out his health was failing. That's why I never heard back from him.
Yeah.
I feel so awful.
It's why would you don't know that?
I know, but it reminds me because I was trying to get this lady for one of my documentary projects. She never got back to me, and I was getting really annoyed. I found out she had COVID and she'd been in the hospital on life support. I'm like, my god, I feel awful.
That's why the same thing too, because you have all these ideas of why people aren't getting back to you or not.
Yeah.
And so like you're like, you just have to that's why you just sort of just like, okay, cool, it is what it is, and have a backup. And I remember one of my best friends, I hadn't heard from him. Like I was texting him. I'm like, hello, I'm texting you. Why? Hello, my boy Robbie Damon, who's a fabulous talent.
I love Robbie. He sounds really cool.
You do.
Yeah.
Oh, Robbie's awesome.
There he is, Susan Blue there. Raymond, Howell Rail, Jack Angel. Yeah, Susan. I recently interviewed her as well.
Oh, nice.
That was fun. That was very fun. Oh wow, it's just sad that I haven't been able to get a hold of some other people for my interviews, but a woman has to dream, hasn't she? Yeah, I presume.
Well, you have to celebrate your victories. You've gotten a good amount of cool people.
I'm turning 18 in February.
You're turning what?
18.
Oh my God, you're 17. You've had your channel since you were 10. Jesus, man, that is fabulous. Wow, girl.
What did you say? Something about 10. I completely zoned out. I was like, hold on, what's going on?
You're on a good path, honey. Like you're only not even 18 yet, and you're already doing voices for rides and stuff. You're looking good.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
A conversation at the table, most of our rescue bots, and how much he enjoyed working with Steve Bloom, and how sorry that wait, Steve Bloom did it? Wait, hang on. Give me one moment. Just bear with me while my bad Wi-Fi just pretended that. My friend said, Raymond says Steve Bloom didn't go to BotCon 2014.
Maybe. I know he was at the one in San Diego because we all went to the zoo afterwards.
Do you all go to the zoo?
Yeah.
So you, Elon, Diamond. Wow.
Yeah, I think we all went to the zoo afterwards. We had all of our rooms were in the same area, and then we went to the zoo. My son was I think 3 at the time.
Wow. Did he grow up with rescue bots?
He grew up listening to me do my rescue bots, but he met them. He met the whole cast and everything.
Did he meet Peter Cullen?
No, he didn't meet Pete.
Oh, damn.
But he met all the regular ones, all the regular cast and stuff like that.
Yeah. Wow. What's his name?
Odin.
Odin. Oh wow, that's a unique name. I like it.
Yeah. Aww. He's half Swedish, half black, so he's want to name him, name him something that was like a good representation of his mama's side and stuff. Yeah.
Nice. Why is your wife Swedish?
Yeah, she's full Swede.
Oh wow. That's so cool.
Born and raised.
Wow.
And Jönköping.
Cool. That's really cool. Wow. Yeah. So it's like oh yeah, it's like you have both forces You have both superpowers like from your parents. It's kind
Yeah,
of
you got
cool.
like you got two very
You got you
strong
and your wife, and then you
cultures.
fuse.
Fuse it together.
Yeah,
You make
just a bit of both. A bit of
yeah,
both.
that's the way it should be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like it's sort of like it's like you're creating new things. Like, let's say if I have a child with, I don't know, let's say if I had blonde hair and I had
Mhm.
a husband who had black hair, we would give
Yep.
birth. We would fuse. It's like we fuse, and then we gave birth to
Yeah.
I gave birth to a kid that has brown hair. So that's
I
like,
mean, or it could be blonde
yeah,
like yours. You have no idea. It's
yeah.
unbelievable.
It's in
You have
it's in
no
the
idea.
genes. It's in the DNA.
Yeah, no, I mean it's like you have. I've seen like beautiful mixes. I've seen Asian and Indian, or Asian Indian
Yeah.
together, and I've seen black and Filipino. I've seen white and Asian. It's just,
Uh-huh.
and any mix is like just a beautiful representation of both.
Yeah,
I think
definitely. Definitely.
I actually think it makes your genes stronger. If you can mix them up a little bit instead of trying to be pure. Like what's
Yeah.
pure? You know what I'm saying? Like there's no pure in this world. We have thousands of years of like migrating from different places to different places. Dude, I'm telling you right now, all of us have different mixes in our cultures, in our blood and stuff. If they don't think we do.
Yeah, I think everyone's beautiful. Everyone has the same kind of attitude underneath. No matter if you're white, you're black, you're Asian.
Yeah.
I think everyone's beautiful.
Yeah, I think so. That's how I've always lived my life. I've been around everyone my whole life. I've never been around just one thing. I understand how people could like segregate themselves because that's what they're used to. If you come from a town or place where you don't see a lot of
Yeah,
exotic, nationalities other than what you have, or exotic could be, it's definitely self-descriptive. I mean, it's descriptive. It's discretionary. Like, what do you feel is exotic? Could it be someone you normally don't see, a culture you normally don't hear, maybe a culture you only see on TV that's not represented fairly, so you think that's what they're about? You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, you got to get out there and just experience all the different cultures. So that's what we're meant to do. We're not meant to just be like in our little area. We're meant to meet people.
yeah, yeah. Raymond's just texted me. He said Steve was at BotCon 2014, but he wasn't at the signing for Rescue Bots. So he must have
He
only just
probably
done the panel and then
and then
gone.
had to probably bounce. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was gonna say it happened in 2011 when they did the Transformers Prime panel. Ernie Hudson was there because he voiced Agent Fowler. He had to go after the
Oh,
panel. He couldn't
Ernie.
stay for the signing. So
Yeah,
yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, did you say your son went to the zoo with you?
yeah. He was like, we went to the San Diego Zoo, and we had the BotCon that the day before, and then the next day we all went to like the San Diego Zoo and just kind of hung out and saw giraffes and stuff.
That's so cool. That means you
It's
would have
fun.
must have just brought all the family with them. It must have been just such a good day out. Yeah, I just dig out some photos and send me them because man, that sounds a lot of fun.
I will. I'll look around. There's like
Man.
I haven't seen those photos in a long time.
So excited. Oh man. Like, yeah, but seriously though, wow. I have always wanted to come to America, like, for the longest time. Oh my gosh. Like,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, it's been on my bucket
What?
list.
Well, come on over. Save that cash. Save the pounds. Save some pounds and come on over and see LA. See Santa Monica.
Yeah, my mum's like, oh yeah, do you know how much it is to get a flight over? It's like £300 a flight. I'm like, oh come
Yeah. It's
on.
just work it, save it, and come on out. You know what
I'm
I'm saying?
saving it for my YouTube. My YouTube is the only thing I can rely on nowadays to help me
Yeah.
save. Mm-hmm.
Whatever you got to do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Indeed. Wow. So I think that pretty much wraps up our interview, Imari.
Thank you. I appreciate this time. I had a great time
You're
getting to know
welcome.
you, and
Yeah,
thank
to
you for
get to
thank
know
you
you
for
as well.
thank you for just giving me the platform and for deeming me worthy to be on your channel.
You're welcome.
I hope I did good.
You did. You did. Definitely. I've had fun talking to you.
I had a good time too, sweetie. This is sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations on 7 years of growing your channel. I think that's fantastic.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Imari, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on TikTok. I'm on Imari underscore Atari underscore Ferrari on
Imari
TikTok.
Atari Ferrari.
That was all the things that people would rhyme with my name when I was a kid. Amari Atari Ferrari. Actually, let me just double check on that because I want to make sure I don't send people to someone else because I want all the people.
It
to
is
see
you.
this.
Oh, it's
It
Imari
is me.
Ferrari Atari.
There we go. Okay, cool. You found me. God,
Yeah,
you're
I've
quick.
just followed you.
Damn. God damn, you're quick. And then
Yeah.
on Twitter, I am under at Imari Speaks on Twitter.
Already followed.
Oh, that's all. That's what that. Thank you, sweetie. What's your Twitter handle?
Amberleah X. AMBERLEAHHX.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, I gotta make sure I track that down. Just message me afterwards when you're
Yeah,
done.
I'll tweet out to you definitely.
Yeah, tweet me out.
Yeah.
And then I haven't opened up. I haven't done I have a personal Instagram, and I feel so bad because like it's personal, so I have like a lot of family photos and stuff that.
Oh, it's personal. I was wondering why you didn't accept my follow.
Yeah, so I was like, so
Sorry.
I don't have a professional one because I do like a lot of silly stuff, and I want to make sure that people see if they want it. I don't want to bore them with like all my here am I going to Whole Foods and here am I doing like if I'll so I haven't taken on a lot of people on Instagram, so I'm gonna start a fan Instagram pretty soon.
You got any Peter Cullen photos on your personal?
I don't know. I don't have any Peter Cullen. You're funny. You are. He's like your special, isn't he? He's like the apple of your
I'd say
eye.
that I would give that to Frank if I'm totally being honest. I've only had one video chat with Peter. I'm having my third chat with Frank next month.
Oh my God.
I didn't meet Peter when he came. Right. Frank and Peter came over to the UK in March last year, just before the pandemic hit. I met Frank. I didn't have time to meet Peter because, I was like, do I meet him? Do I not? The queue's a bit too long. I don't know. I regret obviously not meeting him now, but I obviously did a video chat with him back in April. Him and Frank were meant to come over to Edinburgh last month in Scotland. I had my tickets booked. The convention got cancelled. I don't know when they're coming back to England, but I think it'll be next year. So I'm excited to meet them in person again.
Booyah, baby. That's right. Good job, sweetie.
No, thank you. So, to everyone at home, thank you so much for watching this edition of In Conversation with ATF, Imari Williams edition. And I will see you in another video. Go check out Imari on social media. I always do it anyway. Yeah, check him out, y'all. Check him out. Yeah. I'm just doing it anyway because I always get the way wrong. Like if I point this way, it will mirror it to the other way, and then I'm hitting away. I don't know. So I just go other ways, both ways. Yeah. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you around. So it's goodbye from me, goodbye from Imari, whichever direction he is. We'll see you around. Bye. Peace. And cut.